got mail.
This is mid-game, bro.
Is that my phone?
Oh my goodness.
God, it makes such a big face out.
Okay, let's get the TD in here.
Break. You don't have food.
Alright, so it looks like we'll only have the P1 and I believe spot up at P2 there at the end. So let's start off with actually I currently cannot hear him. Can you hear him? Okay.
I'm here.
There we go. You hear Gord?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll start up with spot up. Started second, finished second. How do you feel about your race tonight, man?
Well, I predicted how the first 5 laps would go perfectly. My goal was to start on the hards. There would be a safety car and then go medium, medium the rest of the way. Somehow, 2 people completely DNF and both their virtual safety cars. Really, I'm sitting here, like, what else can go unlucky for me, How can 2 guys just completely DNF out there and there's no safety car, so... But as far as my pace in the race, that was the best that I could possibly do. I hung on to those hard tires valiantly the first 15 laps and then had really good pace on the mediums the rest of the way. Had a great side-by-side battle with the TD through the last chicane. And yeah, pretty happy, although would love to eventually get a win here.
Nonetheless, a great drive and like you said, a great move on the outside going through Ascari. I didn't
Yeah,
catch the
thank
beginning
you.
of it, but I caught the tail end of it at least.
Yeah, I mean, that was just 2 guys that left the perfect amount of space for each other. That was, exactly how you want to be on the track. And that was a great job by the TD, even though he's not here, finishing P3 in his first race, making the podium.
Yeah, he drove a very good race. So did yourself. Like, the medium drive was good, nonetheless. It's brilliant driving from both of you. And you end up P2, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks. Congratulations to Gord. He's been very rapid. 2 wins in a row now.
Thank you, my buddy, my friend.
And speaking of, what a start from P3 to take the lead by turn 1.
Dude, I was so scared when I made those passes. I'm like, please don't get rear-ended. Please don't get rear-ended. Please don't get rear-ended. For like all the way down the straight, and I didn't. And I'm like, holy shit! I just stole the lead. And then I just drove for the rest of the race. Didn't really fight anyone after that. Similar to my spa race.
Yeah, you can't ever complain too much about boring when it comes down to a win, though.
Yeah, exactly. Both of my wins have kind of just been either started at, on the front row and just was alone for the entire race, or this one where I started third or second row and just was alone the entire race. Haven't really had any, I guess, pressured wins, Tell you what, if there was an extra 3-4 laps, Spot Up might have been on my cheeks, though. I don't know. He
Well,
was flying on the mediums.
It was also, if Mario hadn't have had that late spin on the mediums
True.
with the, especially with how much pace he had on those softs, that definitely would have also been, that was one we were also looking for up until the spin happened.
Yeah, that's kind of, I undercut my mediums by 1 lap. So I went to the hards on lap 11 instead of 12 to, if Mario was like, if I was racing Mario, this was before the race started, if I was racing him, I'd get the undercut and hopefully it works.
It worked
And
perfectly,
then,
because when you went into, I think it was when you were coming out to turn 2, you had already had 3 seconds on him by the time he was just coming into the pit lane.
yeah. And yeah, the hards were a lot sketchier than the mediums, because I did a tier 2 reserve yesterday, and it was the opposite, where the mediums felt really sketchy, but the hards felt good. I don't know what was up with there, but whatever.
It's been a very back and forth depending on the track. Just some races, the hards are going to be the superior tire, and you're going to want to start on those and finish on the mediums. And other races, it's just the complete opposite.
Yeah, and I mean, I got lucky too, because I believe Captain and someone else, I mean, it was Canuck, right?
Yeah.
They DNF'd and they crashed, and it was both VSCs, which I was really surprised about, but
Yeah,
luck
because
of the
there
draw,
was
I guess.
nothing from Cersei's coming out of the second Lesmos.
True. Yeah, I just got lucky for those, because those easily could have changed the race.
Yeah, we were talking about how the safety car would have really had a big impact, and how especially the front runners were probably really happy to only have had VSCs instead of having a safety car and everyone
Oh yeah,
bunching back
well,
up.
if Captain crashed, when he had his crash and that was a safety car, Mario had a free pit stop and he'd be ahead of me.
For sure.
Which I think is what he was going for, because he went really long on the mediums.
Yeah, he pulled
Yeah,
15, 16 laps.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised. I assumed that's what he was looking for, but
Yeah, he surprisingly still Spot Up has some decent pace on the hards and was still struggling to catch him towards the end of Mario's stint up until the spin.
yeah, the hards. I mean, honestly, the hards just in this game in general are way stronger than they should be, but that's just
mad
a game thing.
overpowered.
So, I mean, the softs worked really well for Mario until they kind of died. It seemed like he was gaining on me until his tires hit 80 or 70%.
Yeah, but unfortunately for him, his tires just died out too quickly, and
Yep. He had 2 spins, right?
he had more
A
than that.
spin on the medium and then on the soft. Yeah.
He had about 1 on the medium because they were too worn, and then about 5 on the softs because they died.
Hmm.
It was a struggle for him.
Well, I'll take a result like this any day.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
I'll be honest, I was not expecting to win this race because Mario looked like he had crazy pace.
Oh, he had some insane pace. He closed, I believe, 10 seconds roughly on the podium places on those softs.
Yeah. Because I remember he started 20-ish seconds behind me when he put on the softs, and Private was staying around 11, 10 seconds from me. And he gained on Private ridiculously fast.
Yeah, probably didn't have much battery to work off towards the end there.
Mm.
He was going crazy.
But I think that'll wrap up tonight's race. Again, congrats to Spot Up and Gord on not only your podium but your win. And that'll wrap up Monza for Tier 3. And catch you guys, what is it? What is next week for Tier 1? Alright, and catch you guys